So what a fucking day already. um, Usually try to ease into my day a little bit, and I might wake up at like 8:30, and then I'll just like stay there while I try to get myself in a good headspace before I get out of bed and do anything else. Today I had to take my dog to the vet, just for shots, and anything in the morning seems to throw me way off. Um, so I set my alarm for earlier than I would have, and since I wasn't going to have the time to ease myself into it like I normally go for, I watched a couple Abraham Hicks videos, put me in a better headspace, and then did this higher self-guided meditation. Try to start the day off favorably. Got the dog to the vet, everything's good. I went and signed up for a Planet Fitness membership again, just because I've been feeling like I need to work my arms and legs beyond just running and skating. Because, yeah, that's good stuff, but muscle tone needs work. So I went and did that, and then had to help my aunt over at my grandma's for a little bit with a couple tedious projects that were not a problem, but just tedious. So today I'm by the water. I ran over at the cemetery instead of skating because it was raining all morning. And there's been some of the mystical pages that I follow that have been talking about water signs, get by water. Yep, definitely need to spend more time by water. I like to call myself the super crab. I have Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Mars, and my rising signs are all Cancer, so super crab, all the feels. Anyway, I had a couple of egg rolls that I wasn't really dying for, but needed to eat something. And as I was getting, I sat there, my dad came in the room, and I got up after he came in the room and went and threw my trash away, and he said, I'm not going to be in here but for a minute. You don't have to leave. It's like, it had nothing to do with you. I was literally throwing my trash away so I could go back outside to my stuff that I had left outside like a half hour before that, and then got called over to my grandma's house again. And it escalated quickly. And anyway, it resulted in I made a comment that, well, wasn't nice. I said he didn't need to be so goddamn insecure about everything all the time just because I moved. And it ended with him walking into the garage, or storming into the garage, calling me a dumb bitch as he went out the door. So it's like, that's a lot different. We've never made it to that point before. And the point isn't to be mad at him or anything. I mean, I am used to being a bit of a mirror for people, I guess, and for calling out the stuff that they maybe aren't ready to address or acknowledge, like the insecurity thing. And obviously, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that's something I've been struggling with recently. But it's just so frustrating that, I mean, that's pretty much the extent of our relationship these days, is he constantly thinks I'm mad at him, and how I'm feeling has literally nothing to do with him. It's the fact that I'm freaking 40 and still living, or back to living with my parents still. I was out for a little while, and then when I got divorced, I had to move back. And I guess what's really frustrating about that is just the fact that like when I was 19 and going to college for the first time, I had this idea that maybe I'd never move back home because I didn't want to. And I somehow have managed to keep having to go back. And it's frustrating. But I've always kind of felt like the point of me growing up there wasn't so much to grow up and get out and have my own life. It was pretty much to stay with the family because, of course, I'm living with my parents who live next door to my grandparents, and my aunt and uncle live next to them as well. So it's kind of like it's always been this thing where getting out wasn't the point. Having my own life was not the point. The point was I was supposed to be handy in case anything ever happened. I have to be around to help because that's what our family does. We stay around, we help. I went to a Colts game with my other aunt and her husband and son a while back, and I said something about the running around we were doing there for a while with my mom and the middle sister, and something about how it's just kind of become my job or is expected of me to just do this, this, and this. And she said, at some point you have to live your own life. It's like, I get that and I want to, but I still haven't figured out how to get there yet. Which is the frustrating part. Because this is definitely not the life I would choose for myself. I know right now it's kind of a necessary thing because there are still some some chains that I guess I have to break before I can move on and be free to fly and do my own thing. It's just aggravating because like all the healing that I've spent most of my life trying to do actively in pursuit of, like, I always kind of knew that I was going to end up divorced because it was one of those things that, well, I don't know how many times I heard my grandpa when I was growing up saying, well, our family doesn't get divorced. We don't have that, blah, blah, blah. Well, here I am again, being the one that goes and does all the things that my family frowns on. And that's okay. But it's still going from feeling like my existence has been expected to be one way for my entire life and then trying to maneuver out of that hurts. And the lessons suck. And I told my cousin earlier, the only one that knows that I'm doing these right now, that I feel like the universe is very much, because I've never been able to trust, I've never been able to just sit back and wait to see what happens. I feel like the universe is very much saying, all right, now you're in for a ride because now you get to trust every step of the way. And we're only seeing the immediate next step, and we're not even seeing how it resolves. Like right now I have a YouTube channel. That's weird. I started a blog, and I've got 3 posts there, and I'm finally claiming my voice and trying to make a habit of using it. And I don't know what's going to come of it, if anything. I mean, I'm sure it'll be something spectacular because I told the universe I was just going to yield and let the universe have its way with everything. Love life, career life, all of it. And I've never done that before, so that's new and unusual. Let's see what happens. And it's been a ride. The past 2 months have been an absolute ride. Um, but I feel like I'm getting closer to the good stuff. And I know everything's going to be okay. But still not being able to know, like, okay, I signed up for this gym membership. I have a kind of a little piddly paycheck that comes in every week, but it's not real substantial. But I know that was part of my timing too, because I said I would trust. And here I am trying to trust. And like I said, trust is not my strong suit. I don't do that very well at all. I come from a long line of people that have to be in the middle of handling everything because they don't expect it's ever going to get handled without them. And therefore they do it and then get bogged down by the expectations of having had to do it. Then it just kind of falls to them. So, well, I mean, people are capable of stepping up if you give them space and act like you could trust them to do something other than what you claim your role is or must be because nobody else does it. I feel like that's a huge way of just building resentment and causing unnecessary headaches. But such is life. So, and I think part of the frustrating thing too is that I don't have anybody to talk to about this stuff right now. I'm talking to my camera, talking to you guys. If there's you guys out there paying attention to this. And I don't know. Everything's gonna work out. I believe that much. And even if I can't see the next step, here I am. Give you the water shot again. Anyway, that's what I got for now. See ya.